What's going on, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to another Spin&Go video. Today we're starting at the $60 levels after the tragedy of yesterday's Spin&Go losses. Too soon, man. But today I think we're gonna do it, okay? So we're starting at the 60s. If we win, we're back up to the hundreds. If we lose, we're down to the 30s for the first time in a while, which would be sad, but at the same time, it'd be cool to try out some different levels to see sort of what's different there from back up to the hundreds. So if you guys want to play Spin&Gos with me on PokerStars, check out the link down in the description below. Other than that, we're ready to go. So let's win some money. Let's get a vengeance for yesterday. For 240. We've been doing really well at this $60 level. Let's see if we can win this one. We won a 240 and a 360 in the last week. So things are going pretty well. We're going to raise up the 6-7 on the button, feel things out. We're against Core from Australia. Is that Australia or Austria? Okay, Australia. And then Tigra from the Netherlands. We've taken the lead. Cash out. I'll take the win now. You guys can have second and third. We see a limp for 20. Our hand doesn't flop too well, but I'm just going to check. You could argue a raise too, but I'm just going to check. And they check on the 8-7-3. I am actually going to turn this into a semi-bluff-ish. If I had a better king, I would probably check it back here. Like King 10, King 9, King Jack, King Queen. All those things are going to check back. King 5 doesn't have quite enough to go with it. We're going to fold on the turn once they bet. All right, let's limp with our King 8. Hopefully see a flop, but we can definitely limp call with King 8. It's strong enough. 40 to win 80 is cool. Ace-high flop is not great for us, especially when they raise pre-flop. They can have all the aces, and we can have very few aces. It's going to be hard for us to get to showdown, so I'm going to fold and just let them have it on that flop. The overcard kind of kills us there. Raise up the King Queen, we get a call from Core and a 10 deuce deuce flop. Not a lot going on. We can both bet and check, and I'm going to choose to check against Core. 8 of diamonds on the turn is a pretty bad turn card. We are doing well against a lot of the draws they can potentially have, and especially when they bet 20. It's only 20 to win 110, so I like it. And it's a King of diamonds on the river, so we make top pair, but the flush does get there. They get bet 20. I think we get the raise. It's likely they have a pair for this size. In which case we're doing really well because we have the top pair now. So we're going to see if we can get a call from a 10 or an 8 here. If they decide to shove, they probably just played like a 2 or a flush in a weird way. But they fold, which is cool, and we pick up kings. No! We get a walk with kings. That's alright. On to the next one. Limp on the button. Sure. We'll play a flop with the king 6. And 10-9-3. I check. Tigra. Tigra? Is it Tigra or Tigra? And fold. Okay, jacket suited, sure. I will play this for a raise. The call on the small blind from Tigra. Oh my god, look at this flop. We have an open-ended straight draw, any queen, any 7 gives us a straight, and we have a flush draw, any club gives us a flush, plus we have an overcard with the jack. Super good flop for us. They just fold though. That's okay, we'll take it down. Raising a call, alright, 20 to win 100, sure. Our hand is kind of trash, but every once in a while we flop good things, and then we can usually get our money's worth when we do. This is not going to be one of those times, so we're just going to fold. I would like to win $240. Can we do that, please? All right, we have a limp on the button from Core. This is kind of interesting. We can shove, but I don't think it's the best play against them. I think raising sucks out of position, so I'm going to limp along with an ace here. It's a real weird spot, too, if Tigra decides to raise. It's just a weird stacked size and then hand, considering we have a button limp. 3 deuce 6. We have a gut shot, we have a backdoor flush draw, and we still have ace high. So this is quite a good flop for us. They lead for 90 chips, which is okay. We're going to start with a call and then determine on the turn what we want to do, which is a 7. Not a very good turn at all, because it hits the things that they're sort of connected with here. They like potted on the flop, and they basically potted on the turn, so we have to decide if we want to go with our hand or not. Calling I don't think is an option here. And I'm going to fold now on the turn. Which is sick, like that's a pretty tight fold. Even though we didn't really have anything, we had everything surrounded. Yeah, I'm gonna fold. We pick up the backdoor flush out like any diamond, any ace, any 5, obviously. A lot of the high cards, like if they decide to bet on a king, queen, or jack or something, those are scary cards for pairs. So I'd call on those, but the 7 like hits the things they're saying they have, which is not very good. So queen 8 suited, all right. I like the look of this hand, but we see a shove and we can't fight for it. We have to give it up. Really interesting they chose that sizing too. That's another frustrating thing. Queen Jack here. I don't want to limp and call a shove. I definitely don't want to fold this hand pre-flop unless I was like limp shove shove or something. That's the only scenario. So I'm just going to go all in for 400 chips to try and pick up the 45, or if we get called, you know, we're gonna have on average like 42% or something, which is fine, but we don't get a call, which is good. 1 minute, the blinds are up 20 and 40, which should bring some carnage. We grab 3x raises. All right, and let's limp with our queen deuce suited. Let's see a flop. Ace 7-4, pretty easy board to sneeze on. Bluff, because if they don't have anything, it's pretty easy to get them to fold. We pick up a pair of queens on the turn. We'll check. If they bet, we're gonna fold because obviously the 4 flush is there. But if it checks down, we're gonna win a lot with our pair of queens, which is totally fine. So that's okay. Queen 9 offsuit. This seems close without antes. I think it is a shove. One I'll definitely have to look up later. We're all in. We take it down. 100 chips. Cool, cool. Don't shove, core. Don't do it. Nice. Let's see a flop. Ace, ace, 8. Okay, if we're gonna bluff, it'll be on the turn. Jokes. We have a pair now. Pairs are good. Let's bet 48 chips. I mean, what can they really have here? They check twice. You know, maybe they have a jack, but it's pretty unlikely. So, and yes, the flush draw did get there, but I'm gonna try and squeeze out some real thin value from like 8s and king highs, because I think it's more likely than they have like a better jack that decided not to bet on the turn, or a flush draw that check called and then got there. 10-3 off, I'm gonna fold to Tigra. 10-9, okay. I'll limp it in here. It's a fine enough hand. Raise up to 120. I think we're connected enough to call here. Like, we're gonna fold 10-7 off, you know? 10-9 though, I think it's fine. Flops enough straight draws and enough pairs and stuff like that. Ace Jack 6, obviously a terrible board for us. They're representing that they have strong aces and broadways and stuff like that, so we have no outs against that. And we just fold. King Queen. Let's get those chips back. We just lost. Don't even mind if core calls. Just call with like King 10, man. Perfect. E6. All right. Well, we would have preferred King 10, but we're gonna flip. You know, flips are flips. Hey, that's a king. We pick up the chips and we are heads up for $240. Unlucky core. Lucky us. Min raise. All right. Let's see a flop with the Jack 7. We see a 9-3 deuce. Not a lot going on here. There's some decent turns. They bet 80 into 160. I'm gonna float. Because an 8, a 10, a jack, a 7 are all pretty good. It goes check, check. And then we're going to bet small on the river because it's hard for us to have a draw here. We also can't bet too big because we're representing a 9, basically, by betting. They shove. I don't know what this is exactly. Like, it could just be a deuce, obviously. We won't know, ever. But our bluff doesn't work. They lead for 40. We have 2 overs. We have a backdoor flush draw. We have 3 to a straight. Pretty easy peel for 40 chips here. 4 on the turn, pretty easy fold now. Not a lot we can do. But we did have like a piece connected there, which I think makes it worthwhile. Let's get some chips back. Oh my god, how do you fold? It's 30-60. Okay. This time? Nope. Well, we're picking up chips slowly. Ace-King could do the trick. Don't fold again, man. Don't fold again. I might go on tilt. I may tilt here if you fold again. They're gonna fold again. They limp! Excellent news. Okay, we're on. I mean, it's better than a fold. We'd prefer they just shove, but, you know, it's whatever. King 3 suited, we're gonna shove. Don't want a limp call, but definitely strong enough with the suited king. Called by the King 9. No! We need a club! Or like a queen or a jack. That's a 3! Holds! Let's go! We got him with a 3. 3 is better. I was rooting for a chop, but hit our pair is way better. Min raise, okay, we'll call with the 5-4 suited. Flop a pair of 5s on a very troublesome flop. OMG all the time. I feel you, dude. We're gonna fold because even when they have draws there, their draws have a lot of equity against us, you know? Like, if they have a flush draw and 2 overs, like, we're not doing that great. Pretty easy limp shove with the ace. We look really weak. We have an ace in our hand. We're fine to shove this hand pre-flop. We're gonna chop here a lot. Can we get high cards? Can we get high cards? Ah, that's a straight. They hit a straight. No! Oh my god. That's unlucky. But we tried our best. Let's go down to the 30s now. It's been so long. Welcome back, 30s. You can only win 300k in these. So sad. Spin&Go number 2. At a new level. We have a new player pool. Let's see what we got. We have a min 60 we're going to play for here. Lenny Yo-Yo from Ukraine and Red Pant Red from Canada. Alright. Let's rumble. Queen deuce suited on the button. Sure. I'm going to start with a raise. And fold, fold. Good stuff. We'll take it. 9-5 suited. Lenny Yo-Yo. Thoughts. the hots. I don't know why I went all weird with that one. I did just make a raise to 42 or something. We'll call. Okay, a walk is actually better. I should have been rooting for that in the first place. Let's limp for 10 chips. See a flop a pair of nines. We're gonna bet 24. They call 5 in the turn. We're gonna bet again. 53. 5 is a pretty decent turn for them. If they shove here, I think we have to fold, but they just fold, which is cool. Ace jack suited, we'll raise it up. Willing to rumble if either of them played back, but they didn't. Can we find what these people are playing? Hidden from search and 2 Spin&Gos for a red pant red, both $30. Limp will check with our 6-4 and flop a pair of 6s. That's good. So we're not going to be folding on the flop. And once it checks to us, I'm going to bet now with a pair of 6s. Get a call. Okay, ace on the turn. That's a really bad turn. Because a lot of the hands they can call with is actually ace high. Check, check. King on the river. Another bad river. I don't know if we should turn our hand into a bluff here and try and get a 10 to fold. It seems a little bit tough. So we'll check. We beat a deuce anyways, which is good. And we've taken the early lead in this $30 spinner. Starting well. Try and move our way back at the ladder. Again, if we lose 2 at a level, we move down. If we win 1 at a level, we move up. So we did lose 2 100s and 2 60s. The lowest we've been on this ladder is $5. But we've spent about a week up at the 100s and 60s. So maybe coming back to earth a little bit. Raise, get a call. King 5 deuce. All right. We have a middle pair of 5s. It is pretty dry on the flop, though. I'm going to bet a decent amount of my second pairs here, but like I don't think this is a good flop to do it on. Although we do bluff a lot on that flop. I don't know. It can go either way in my mind, at least. Let's bet now on the turn. 43 chips. When they check twice, I don't think they have a king. I'd be very surprised. If they have a king, I mean, well played. 6 on the river. I think too thin to bet. We lose to a 3. They can maybe have... Nah, they can't really have pairs between 5s and kings. 58, we'll call. Because it doesn't rep much. They have deuce 3 suited. They did hit the straight. But they can't really have a king betting that size, so they have to have like a... Yeah, they shouldn't have very many 3s, so I think an easy call for us on the river, even though we lost. 4-8 suited will fold. Ace 5, sure. We'll raise. Against red pant, probably have to call a shove, but they fold, which is fine. And Lena folds, okay. King of clubs, 9 of hearts. I'm in. I'm in for a battle. Ooh. Not anymore. Too big of a shove. Alright, let's limp. Let's see a flop if red pant will let us. From Canada, my Canadian brother. And we're going to bet on this flop with our pair, with our straight jaw. They shouldn't have any aces because they just check pre-flop, so I'd be very surprised if they have an ace. Queen of the turn is not a great card for us. They can float with some of these sort of Broadway type hands. But we should definitely check, allow them to bluff sometimes here. And again, they shouldn't have an ace, right? They shouldn't have an ace. They can have heart draws as well. 9 is not a great card either. 9 of hearts. So now, if they shove, I think we have to fold. Because the most obvious draw got there. 2 overcards got there. Ugh. Yeah. I'm really not worried about the ace, though. It's just weird. It's a weird spot. Let's raise up the 10s. We've been raising on the button, so I'm just going to keep raising. Obviously, we're hoping that someone decides to shove here. And we get it. Against ace 7, we have 68%. That's it. We get in pair against an ace. We only have 68%. But we do take it down, which is good. So we're up to 732, 762. I have just over half the chips in play, and let's see if we can finish off our friend Red Pant here. Good start. They have outs, but they're not going to get there. And we are heads up for 60 bucks to move back up to the $60 level against Lena Yo-Yo. So we do suited, okay. Willing to call unless it's like a 3x raise, but they just limp, which is fine. 10-7-4. Not our main bay. This is not our spot. We fold. And let's limp with our queen 9. Lena shoves, alright. That is a very big shove. A huge shove, almost. No, definitely, it's not almost, it's a huge shove. Min raise to 60. I don't want to shove 25 big blinds without antes. I'm going to peel and play flops. I think it's just risking so much. Like, I think we'll make a small profit, but I think we can easily make a profit with a pair here. Even out of position. It goes check, check, we'll bet the turn. Because our pair of 3s should be ahead a lot. I expect them to bet queens and 9s a lot. They could have like 8s through deuces here sometimes, but it's more likely they have other hands. So we're going to bet and try and get paid by a worse hand. But they just fold and they're sitting out. They're back. Maybe they're just playing a bunch of tables. I'm not sure. Let's limp the 8s. We did last time and they shoved, so like we'll just limp again. Now last time they could have just had aces, right? But I think their strategy is going to be shoving a lot pre-flops, which is totally fine with us for 8s. Check back on the 10-9-7. It's fine. We have a straight draw. We have a pair. We don't really want to inflate the pot, like bet and have to call a shove or anything. Just check, check. We have a 3 of spades in the turn. There's better turns. There's worse turns. Not the worst in the deck. Let's bet now on the turn. Let's make it like, yeah, no, I think 48 is a good size. We'll bet 48 on the turn. Try and get some money from the ace of spades, the king of spades, the 7. They shouldn't have a 10. They would have bet by now. All right. Next hand, limp on the button. We'll check with the deuce 3 suited. Flop a pair of 2s. Start with the check call. This is a very slow spin and go. Very, very slow. Check call. Turn is an 8 of hearts. And it goes check, check. Should we bluff? I'm going to try and bluff slightly better hands like a 4 or a 9 or an 8. And say that we have a flush or a queen or a 2 pair. Sometimes we just have the best hand. We're just bluffing with the best hand. But I'm targeting those hands specifically. Limp the ace jack, trying to induce a shove here. Again, we'd love to get it all in. All right, and just a small raise. Now we're going to shove. And they call with aces. No. Oh, that's a straight. Holy crap. That's some run good right there. I will take that. We're back into the 60s for our last spin of the day. You know, I got it in bed, but I don't feel guilty. It's been a rough last 4 spin&Gos, losing the 200s and 260s. So I kind of feel justified in getting there. That's a silly perspective to have, but you know, it's fun. Whatever. We can win up to 600,000 here. We're back at the 60s. See what we can do. We're against Madi and Bong. We're going to be playing for $120. About time we rolled a min spinner at the $60 level. Let's see what we can do. Madi from the Netherlands, I think I've played with before, and then Bong83 from Sweden. Bong. I don't know why I'm saying it so aggressively. Raise up the Jack 9, get a call, Queen 4-3 in the flop. Alright, let's bet 50 chips, sounds good to me. A lot of good turns for us. A king and ace are good bluff cards, a club is a good bluff card, a 10 is decent, a jack or a 9 gives us a pair, an 8 is a good bluff card. But they just shove on the flop, and that's frustrating, you know? We don't want to see that. We'll raise up the Queen 4 suited. Get some of our chips back that we just lost. Ace 5 suited. This is not bad at all. Bongy, what are your thoughts? Now we can shove or we can call. I'll call. I will call. See a 9-9-6, they check. We'll check. Now we have 2 pair with an ace high. We should have the best hand. They bet, we call. They shouldn't really have overpairs here very often. Now we have aces and 9s with a 6 kicker. Can't value bet. We'll check. Beat 3s. Jamie, hi mate. Hey, what's up, man? 3 good lucks, I think, for Bong. I'm not gonna bluff on this board. It's pretty bad for us. All right, sweet. And 6 deuce offsuit. We're gonna fold. There we go. Friend of the channel in the video. Why am I repeating myself like that? Am I just stumbling over my words a lot today? I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. Jack 9. Bluffs. Bluff stars. Bluff stars. No, it hasn't worked. We see a 6-7-3. We're gonna bluff star again. I don't know if this is a good play. I was maybe trying to take advantage of the situation a little bit with Bong, who calls. Because they're a friend of the stream, you know they're all friendly. Like, am I really gonna bluff them? It goes check, check. We have a jack on the river. I guess we check call the river. I'm sorry, Bong. Bong had ace 4. Just knew we had tricks up our sleeve. He knew it. I feel guilty for trying to bluff a friend of the stream, but you know what? We're all in this to make the muns. Blinds are going up to 15 and 30. We have jacket suited. Alright, Bongy folds, good. 4-5, we're gonna fold 2. 7's against ace 4. And GG Bung. You obviously were pretty unlucky in the spin-and-go to run into the 7s there, first off. And then second off, for me to get there on my ridiculous bluff. So GG, man. Raise at the Queen 9, we get a snap fold from Maddie, alright. Queen 9 suited. Oh, don't fold, I love this hand. Are we gonna start the limps with a trash hand? Sure. I don't mind the plan. Let's bet 32 chips. Little bluff star. Snap call. See, jack on the turn, they bet 30. I think we bluff on this turn. We picked up outs, and like it's a really scary card for everything that isn't a king, so we're just gonna raise. They snap call, okay, 7 on the river. I give up. I don't know if we can get them to fold now, considering the way they've played it. 9-3, okay, so we have a little bit of an idea of the player profile we're up against here with Maddie, in that they're not going to want to be folding very much, right? So the semi-bluffing we're going to be doing is going to be like small, like this, right? 39 into 120. It's not going to be like multi-barrel bluffs or anything like that anymore, because Maddie clearly isn't in the folding mood, you know? Just try and have good hands and then put money in. Here we're going to bet 33. This sort of operates as a blocker bet too, you know? And a 7 on the river. They are passive, so we're going to make a thin value bet on the river. Try and get called from a 6, a 5, and 4. They have 4-3, which is unfortunate, but I don't regret the bet again. Just based on like Maddie's profile, I think they call with all their pairs there. I don't think they fold a pair. 6-4 on the flop. We're going to check back. Pick up a pair of 4s, which is good. They bet 60 into 60. I will call, and we will see what's up on the river, which is a 3. Check. They might have a jack here. Nope, they just have a bluff. Good stuff. Queen 10, they fold. Cool. 7-8 will limp. Here we flop an open-ender on a 3 flush board. Let's bet. They call. Okay, we pick up a pair of 8s on the turn. We will check back, and then decide what to do if they bet the river. Now we're only calling for a chop, so there's no reason to bet. We do chop it up here. King Jack, all right. I'm willing to rumble. They limp. I'm just going to shove here, pick up these 60 chips, unless they just have kings, which has happened to us a couple times. We had Ace Jack against aces, and then we had King Deuce against kings the last 2 days, which is not great. Limp the King 5 suited. They raised to 90. I think we're fine to call here with their King 5 suited. King 5 offsuit, we're fine to fold, whatever. We'll just fold in the flop though. Blinds are going up to 20 and 40. I still feel very confident in this heads-up match, even though we're not winning right now, and we've lost chips. I think it's just, you know, if we can run okay, it's just a matter of time. Goes check, check. We're going to bet on the turn. Maddie calls again, and we're not going to bluff on the river. Again, remember the opponent we're up against. Small one-street bluffs. That's it. Queen 7, we're going to go all in here. I don't want to limp fold to a shove, so Queen 7 suited is too strong to want to fold. Min raise, we'll call with the 6-10. That's fine with me. We missed the flop, so we'll just let him have it. It goes check, check. We have another draw on the turn. Man, how many draws have we picked up on the turn where we just bet and then they just like call insta? Ace on the river, it's just such a likely hand they can have. Just so likely they have like an ace or a king now. So this has not gone great so far, but that's okay. Diamond to come back. A little diamond ball. Not today. GG, Maddie. That's a frustrating Spin&Go to end, but you know what? Overall, I'm okay with how the day went. We lost the 60 down to the 30s. We made our way back up to the 60s, and tomorrow we're going to start there again with nothing in the bank. So if we lose down to the 30s, we win, we're up to the 100s. If you guys want to play Spin&Gos with me on PokerStars, check out the link down in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you've made it this far. I hope you like this type of content. I'd love to see you come back and hang out again. So just click that red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up or something. I don't know. Just do you, okay? Thank you so much for watching this episode. We're going to be back tomorrow, but until then, we'll see you later.